What's going on, Moshpit crew? Welcome to Geeking Out with the Metal Geek. I'm your host, the Metal Geek, and I just have one thing to say. Welcome to the Geek Pit. So let's introduce the guest. This guest is the Greek god. He is Papadon.
What's going on?
What's
How are
going
you,
on,
sir?
Papadon? Doing good.
Tonight's not going to be the Geek Pit. It's going to be the Greek Pit, courtesy
Oh, the
of
Greek Pit.
myself,
I love
GGP.
that. I love that, man. I love that. But yeah, we're also here. We're going to talk a little bit about NYWC and your title match with Big O. So if you want to talk a little bit about working with Big O and what that match was like.
Working with O is always fun because, not to sound arrogant, but wrestling on the independent scene and finding guys who are bigger than me is very rare. So working with a big man like O and me being the David and the David and Goliath reference I'm saying right now, whether I'm either on the side of the light or the side of the dark doesn't matter. But point being is, being the small guy in the match makes me approach the situation differently as if I was to wrestle somebody who's equivalent to my size or smaller. So the one thing I can always say is, because I've listened to my trainers since day one, which is Homicide and Mikey Whipwreck, always adapted to my surroundings, and everything I've learned in this business in the last 23 plus years, I've absorbed like a sponge. So you could say I'm like a chameleon. You know, my surroundings, whatever it may be, I adhere to them, I adapt to them, and based on what the scenario presents itself, I overcome them. And this match would always no different, because there's no one else on that roster in the NYWC who is able to smack around big like I can. And that's exactly what I did. And the inept referee decided to throw out the match. And unfortunately, I got DQ'd, but I should have been proclaimed the victor and crowned the NYWC champion for a second time. But I'm not one to cry over spilled milk.
We just lost Big O. We just lost Papadon for a minute, but hopefully he'll be rejoining us pretty quickly. But we got a big show this Thursday. It's going to be in Patchogue, Long Island. It's on May 18th. This Thursday, Stereo Garden. It's going to be rocking. This Thursday night, you're going to have the big title match between. Let's see if I get the graphic right here. Between everyone, man. First time crown champion. And we'll get that situated because Papadon is back. So got a little technical.
What kind of Bush League operation are you running here, Sunshine? You dropped the ball and you disconnect the call in the middle of my story. The story where I was telling you beating Big O from pillar to ring post and everywhere in between. Are you kidding me, Sunshine? This is what I come on to. I come onto your show and you have technical difficulties. What's the matter?
I guess what happens
I thought you were okay, Spider. Dance the fucking drink over here, Spider. Dance the drink over here. What's the matter with you? How are you going to present this to the people? You're going to have the greatest wrestler alive today on your show. Future Wrestling Is Now inaugural champion, and you're going to drop the call right here and there. Come on, man. Get with it.
We could also talk.
Don't be a leg slap. Don't be a leg slapper. Seriously.
All right, we could talk about that match right now because you already said you're going to be the next or the first Wrestling Is Now champion ever. That's a big match right there. So, what does it mean to you to become the first ever Wrestling Is Now champion? What is it going to be to you?
It means everything. Look, if you this to become the champion, then you shouldn't be in this business. I've held more world titles, more championships than anyone in that match. I've had more accolades than anyone in that match. I can out talk, outclass, outshine, out wrestle, outwork everyone in that match. I'm the odds-on favorite to win and be, no pun intended, to win the win championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, and become the inaugural champion, to me, it means a lot because number one, I'm able to take that championship and do what I do with every championship that I acquire, give it life, give it meaning, take it to the next level, establish some kind of uh, threshold for this championship as I defend it all over the world. And fact of the matter is, I don't see anyone else in that match who can do what I can do and how I do it. So it's going to mean the world to me. But more importantly than that, let's just be honest. I win this championship. Not only am I getting main event purse money, and main event winning purse money, but I'm getting main event winning championship purse money. So the champion makes the most because guess what? That's the face of the company. And you wouldn't want any other face than this beautiful face right here representing your company. If you ran a wrestling company, you wouldn't want anyone else to be your champion. Am I right?
No, exactly. Because
Exactly.
because Papadon, man, has to have all the belts just like he did. What was it like last year? You walked out, like 2 years ago. You walked out with every single title in every single indie promotion.
Before Zack Ryder won all the titles and did his little belt gimmick collection thing, I was doing it. Now, granted, I'm not knocking him. Matt Cardona is a friend of mine, good dude, great wrestler, great worker. But fact is, he had the WWE lineage behind him, and he was able to showcase it on a grander scale, and more eyes were privy to what he brought to the table, and he was able to elevate companies like GCW. He carried that company on his back, just like I'm going to carry Win on my back, just like the mighty Atlas himself. Greek mythology carries the globe on his back, carries the earth. That's what I'm going to do with this company. But the point I'm trying to make to you is I still have two of those titles. I am still the Ronin World Heavyweight Champion and the Alpha Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. I haven't lost those championships. And you know what? If people are going to start making up belts and calling themselves the Internet Champion, I have a New Force Order Championship belt that myself and Dr. Arroyo, Alex Destroyo, carry because we're the greatest wrestling / medical Star Wars podcast champions of the world. So you could say I have 3 championships, but in actuality, I'm going to add more and more and more because let's face it, people come to the show, they leave the show, and the one thing that stays the same, the one thing everyone remembers is your boy GGP, because I'm able to make that emotional connection with the fans and give them an entertaining product, show, event, whatever you want to use. Fact of the matter is, they go home talking about me and me alone.
So, what are your overall opinion on Chris Cage's comments about you?
What did he say?
I don't know. I mean, I just heard some rumblings through the grapevines that he's been talking some stuff about Papadon for this match.
I can't comment on what he said if you don't tell me what he says. See, I don't listen. My ears don't go down to that low level where Chris Cage is at. You know, while he's hanging out at the bodega wearing his $2 chains and his Marshall $5 off the sale rack jackets, cutting. I'm not going to knock the kid. The guy knows how to talk. He's a great promo. And if he keeps his head on straight and his nose clean, the guy's going to be a big part of this business in the future. But lo and behold, another deadly episode. GGP comes onto the scene and crushes everyone's dreams. And that's what I did the last Win show. When he stepped in the ring with me, he realized his arms were too short to grapple with the god, the Greek god, and he took the L and I got the W. So if you could tell me what he says, I would kindly retort what he said, because I'm pretty sure whatever he said, he's just talking out his ass anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, it probably is. But so, who, in your opinion, is like besides yourself, because you're winning the belt no matter what? Who's the guy that you got to watch out for in this match that could be a little sneaky?
Listen, everybody in this match deserves a spot they have. There's 9 other competitors in this match. Some people might say 9 of the best competitors in the world today. Okay, they're all good. but I'm great. And that's the difference. Now, any one of these individuals has an opportunity to win the championship. I'm not going to take that away from them. Anything can happen in this match. It's 10 people. Everyone has a 10% chance. And that's not Steiner math. That's GGP math. And the Greeks know a thing or two about math because we invented it. But everyone has a 10% chance of winning it. But let's face facts. Let's go down the list. We have Brando Lee, Bruce Leroy himself. The kid is very athletic. The kid can flippity do that with the best of them. The guy is good. Is he at the level of winning a championship? Maybe. Is he going to win the win championship? Buy a ticket and find out. If you ask me, I'm going to say no. Then you have Sal Savelli. Sal has a good repertoire. He has a lot of talent. He looks like a used car salesman, but I digress. Let's face it. Not everybody can be as handsome as GGP. Can he win it? Absolutely. Will he win it? No. Then we have Dickie Rods, former champion, NYWC Hall of Famer. The guy knows what it means to be on top of the mountain. And let's face it, when you get a taste of that, you want it very bad at all times. So he can very well win it. May he? I don't think so. Then we have PJ Savage. This guy is a mountain of a man, full of talent, full of ability, full of potential. But I've knocked down guys harder, bigger than him, and a lot stronger than him. So I'm not scared of him. Then we have Face. He's the unknown factor in this match. No one knows a lot about this individual, which is very dangerous because it's very hard to do your homework regarding something you don't know. But if I look at him, he looks like a bootleg Psychosis without a mask on, but doesn't mean he can't win the match. So he might have a chance, but he won't. Then we have Chris Cage. Chris Cage, like I said, could talk the talk, could walk the walk. Will he walk the walk on the 18th? No, because I'm going to break his legs. Then we have Ellis Taylor. The guy has one hell of a super kick. White meat babyface look. Could he win? Absolutely. Will he win? I don't think so. Then we have Hamlet Hertzu. This guy is an enigma within an enigma within an enigma. He is the ultimate cerebral assassin playing mind games with talking to skulls, talking about, I'll book me. Would you book me? I'd book me. And just messing with everyone mentally, not knowing what to expect. Comes to the ring with a gimp. Who knows what he's going to come with to the ring on the 18th. And he's very talented in the ring. Can he win? Yeah. Is his chances greater than other people? Could be. Will he win? No. And last but not least, my buddy, my compadre,
the tag partner,
one of my tag partners, my tag partner in the upcoming NYWC show, my Padawan. I took Joey Conway, and this is a little fool. I'm knocking down the fourth wall. I don't care if it breaks kayfabe or not. I took Conway under my wing, and I told him, hey, kid, you have a potential to be very big in this business. If you listen to me and you listen to what I'm telling you, you'll go far. And I've taken him up and down the roads with me, and the kid has grown leaps and bounds. And when I'm telling you, when I have to watch my back with this guy, I definitely have to watch my back with him because he has learned from the learning tree of GGP, and that learning tree teaches you don't trust anybody. So I'm not trusting him as far as I can throw him. He's probably one of the most skilled guys in this match besides myself. Will he win? Maybe. I don't think so. You're talking to the next winner, the next inaugural win champion right here, right now.
Yeah. Who in your I know you just named all these opponents, but who in your opinion represents a Star Wars character in each and every one of his opponents?
Each and every one of the components. That's a good question.
Yeah, so obviously you're Luke. Obviously you're Luke, right?
No, I'm Han Solo, brother.
You're Han Solo? All right.
I'm the cool dude. Right. I would say, I don't know, Brando Lee, maybe Lando Calrissian, Dickie Rods, C-3PO, PJ Savage, maybe Chewbacca because he's big. Face, I don't know who can Face be. Face could be, I don't know, Oscar. What was his name? Oscar Isaac's character, Poe Dameron. Sal Savelli. He looks like, I don't know, Bib Fortuna, Ellis Taylor, Princess Leia, uh, Chris Cage, Ajawa, Hamlet Hertzu. He could be, he could be, I don't know. He could be, by looking at him, I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on him. He could be, let's say, Adam Driver, Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
and Joey Conway. Joey Conway
You
could
say
be a
Luke.
Darth Maul.
You say Darth Maul, man. I always saw if you're gonna say Han Solo, I'd say he was Luke because like you guys are tag partners or whatever.
Yeah, but if I put him as Luke, then he gets first billing, and that's not happening in this scenario.
So he's Darth Maul to you, right? Joey
He's
Conway
Darth
is Darth.
Maul. He's half the
That's
man
it,
that I am.
man. So that's a great billing right there. So I mean, I just want to say this whole and not just this match, the whole card is stacked. If you want to just talk about the card as well, so
Absolutely. Look, this card is one of the best cards in the world that I've been on. So much talent. Look at this. You have the new back seats versus the SAT. So much history, and it's the first time they're meeting. And that's the ironic and uncanny situation here. The SAT and the back streets, the back seats, uh, are two teams that were pinnacles in the tag scene and indie wrestling here in the Northeast in the early 2000s, alongside other tag teams like the Christopher Street Connection, the Hit Squad, the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, myself and Havoc, may he rest in peace, the Solution. We held the fort down when tag team wrestling wasn't a thing and cast by the wayside. We held it on the independent level and we did what we did. All Money's Legal, another tag team that held its own. So much history. The Briscoe brothers. How can I even say that? Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. But point I'm trying to say is these two guys, the name value alone holds so much weight, but this is the new back seats. And then we have in their corner and part of the match, because it's a 6-man tag now, Johnny Cashmere. The guy has a great mind for professional wrestling. Not only to mention is he a marketable looking guy, but also a great worker. So he's a triple threat within himself. So he brings a lot to the table. And the SATs, they're the fathers of the style of today, which is something I have a very big gripe with. But that's because I represent the old school, vintage, realistic, non-leg slapping hybrid style. Basically, the style that you look at and captures your imagination and puts asses in seats. So my mission and win is twofold. One is to win the championship, which I will do, and two is to declare war on the style of today. Now, nothing against the SATs. They're my boys. We go back 20 years. I love them to death. But what they brought to the table and what everyone has ripped off from them has polluted this business. And I will set the not the record, but I will course correct within win and set the record straight that prove to everybody that you don't need to slap your leg to get over. You don't need to slap your leg like a jerk off. All you have to do is fight. Bring the realism, bring the believability, and do things correctly and pay homage to the people who paved the way before you in this business, as opposed to going in there and doing 7,000 flippity doodads and smacking your leg and no selling everything. And on top of that, letting the fans control the match and dictate the match because you're working for them when you're supposed to have them in the palm of your hands and have them working for you. That's why I'm the ring general, and that's what I do. Anyway, now you're getting me on a tirade, on a rant.
No, continue, man. I love this tirade right here.
So what other matches are on the card?
We got Encore Moore versus Alec Price. Is another match that could potentially steal the show right there.
Both very good individuals. Both guys are making a name for themselves, and they're doing very well. Encore is very talented. I heard a lot of good things about Price. So they're gonna tear it up, man. I would say this is probably like you said, a match that people are gonna sleep on. But when they witness it, they're not gonna sleep on these two individuals anymore.
Any match could steal the show, and even including the main event is always going to be the main event. But any match could steal the show because this card is just stacked, and this might be the best show of the year, hands down.
You don't want to miss it. Go get your tickets, because I'm telling you
Link-
right now, there's a certain time in your life where situations go down, and you know where you are. Now, may it be when the Yankees win the World Series, when JFK got shot, 9/11, when you got your first BJ, whatever the case may be, you knew where you were. You'll remember that moment. May 18th, Wrestling Is Now. You will remember that moment. So make sure you go get your ticket. Go get it now.
Not only will you get your tickets, you're going to witness the first champion being crowned. That is guaranteed, which is going to be Papadon. So there you go. Guaranteed new champion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, it's up. Look, I've been in a lot of locker rooms over the course of my career. This Win locker room, they work together like a cohesive unit. Everybody wants this company to succeed. From the guy who's jerking the curtain to the guy who's doing the main event. And everybody's willing to help everybody out in the back, whether it's critiquing matches, whether it's giving them input on promos, pushing the show via social media. I haven't seen a cohesive unit like this in a very long time of people working together to try to make something happen. And that's a testament to the team at Wrestling Is Now, Paul Lauria, the SAT, and everybody else in between, the locker room. And also we're partnering with Outlaw, which is Bill James Promotion, a friend of mine as well. And they are doing a great deal of good business every time they run the show. They have guys like Crowbar, Homicide, Bull James, and they keep adding and having great shows after great show. So this is definitely going to be an event you definitely don't want to miss. Plus, you get to see Papadon smack the hell out of 9 guys in one night. And you don't have to buy 9 different tickets. You only have to buy one. So you're saving yourself so much money. You can spend it on my merch table.
Yeah. Not only that, it's like they were also on Rolling Stone as well. So if that's another reason, who knows who's going to show up at Win right there on May 18th because Rolling Stone's a big deal when Outlaw was a part of them.
Listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong whatsoever. But the fact of the matter is, whether you're on Rolling Stones or whether you're not in the Rolling Stone magazine or on the website, you can't fake good quality professional wrestling. And that's exactly what these two companies are offering, whether it be at different events or on coincidentally on the 18th, a co-event together. You want to be there. Everyone's forming like Voltron. You want to be there to witness this because obviously great things are going to happen.
Alex wants to know what's your favorite lightsaber, if you have any lightsabers.
My favorite lightsaber is the dark saber out of all the lightsabers. Yes.
I always liked Darth Maul's saber. I thought the double sworded one, that was always my favorite.
Yes, that's one of them too.
That was always my favorite growing up right there, Well, we're on the topic of Win. I mean, he also has the social media. Paul is just a genius. He has this whole social media tour. And I think that's like the most genius move because it's like, why have all the podcasts go against each other? Why not all work together to promote one show? And that's what he is bringing everyone together.
Absolutely. Listen, in the last 23 years of me wrestling on the independent scenes of wrestling worldwide, I've seen this time and time again where people fight for crumbs. And it's one wrestling company on the independent scene versus another wrestling company on the independent scene, fighting over nonsense, fighting over the same fans, running the same day, running a day apart, bad-mouthing each other, tearing posters down from each other's. It's ridiculous. There's enough money to be made by everybody working together. If everyone worked together, you know how much money could be made? You can have 7 companies run every day of the week and still bring in the same fans every night of the week, where the storylines are going from one company to another, or their individual storylines in every show. Fact of the matter is, if people work together, There's so much money to be made because there's strength in numbers. But people don't want that. People think like, I'm going to be the next WWE or the next AEW. I'm going to be the next ECW. I'm going to be the... No, sunshine, you're not. I've heard it a million times. And every time it falls flat on their face because everyone tries to run before they walk. But win isn't. They know how to do this, and they will be doing it. And we'll see a year from now where win's at. And you'll see a year from now, not only will I be an inaugural champion, but I'll be the longest reigning world heavyweight champion of all time. So,
yeah, man, there's just so much money to be made right here, man. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know.
Yeah, I just said that. You're right over there.
Why can't just seem to care?
I lost you. What'd you say?
No, I know we're having technical difficulties. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, I feel like the end keeps interrupting broadcasts. You know what I mean?
You think we're getting hacked?
We're getting hacked by these end guys, man. You know?
You think the NSA and the CIA are after GGP because of the conspiracy horsemen? Huh?
I don't know, man. I don't know. What'd you do? What exactly did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just tell the truth. The conspiracy horsemen. That's one of the podcasts I'm on with Stevie Richards, Big Sal Graziano, and Ben Hamin. And we're 4 professional wrestlers that just talk truth and tell everybody to question the narrative and don't believe everything that's told to you and everything that you hear. So maybe the CIA and the FBI and the Alphabet Boys are after my ass. They're hijacking your podcast. Who knows? Could very well be true.
It could be the end too, right?
Could be the end.
Because they...
Ah, man, you're getting hacked. You're kind of in and out.
You sound like podcast earlier, so you know what I mean. So
you sound like Jabba the Hutt over here talking Huttese.
So what do you think of the new Star Wars movies that they absolutely announced? What's your opinion on that?
The ones that they just announced?
Yeah, I think it was like a month ago that they're going to have a couple more.
They said 3 new movies. One's going to be during the era of the new Jedi Order, where Rey, it's 15 years after Episode 9. We're building the Jedi Order. One's the Dawn of the Jedi, or the first Jedis, or the first Jedi that's going to be around. First Force user by James Mangold, who just did Indiana Jones and did Logan. And the other one's Dave Filoni's movie, which is supposed to be the Mandoverse movie. I don't know, man. We'll see. For those of you out there who don't know, I do another podcast. I do 2 podcasts. One is the Conspiracy Horseman, which I just mentioned, where we talk about conspiracy theories and question the narrative. The other podcast with myself and Dr. Alex Arroyo and Spiro Antonopoulos, when he drops in time by time, is the New Force Order. The O. It's the same logo as the NWO, but a big F for Force instead of World.
I follow that podcast.
Thank you. And we talk about Star Wars because it's a Star Wars podcast. And we'll see if these movies get made. We'll see if Kathleen Kennedy still has a job. There's a lot of rumors going around that she's going to get fired. And that's been happening for years, that she's leaving or she's not going to get renewed, but she always does. She comes back, you know. But fact is, we'll see what happens this time around, because came out and she's talking about new movies coming out every 2-3 years and relates them to Bond, as opposed to crediting the man who created it all, George Lucas, when he was putting out movies every 3 years. But I digress.
Yeah, exactly. I think we answered this question, Alex, but he wants to know, do you have any lightsabers?
Do I have any lightsabers? No. I don't. I have helmets, and I have a ton of Gentle Giant and Sideshow statues and a whole plethora of collectibles, both from Marvel, DC, and mainly Star Wars, but I don't have any lightsabers. You want to buy me one? Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you know about the real lightsabers or no? Or no?
They just I think Disney just said they just came out with one that ignites. It's like a lightsaber that ignites, can't cut through anything, but it's whack. It's corny because you can't fight with it. Whatever, it just turns on and off. So whatever.
It's not the plastic one. It's more like the glass one. You know the ones we're talking about. That's kind of like it just lights up. That's all it does, though.
Oh, you're talking about the Hasbro Black Series lightsabers. And the other one,
it's like $500 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a couple $100 per lightsaber, maybe 300, 200, depending on the lightsaber. Yep.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah. So, man. So you just recently went to Canada. If you want to talk about that too,
Yeah, I just
and
came back from Canada last week. I wrestled for Great North Wrestling. Uh, Great promotion. And your boy GGP, that's me, stole the show. I wrestled Black Lightning Jeremy Prophet. And when I tell you that these Canucks hated GGP, I stepped into that show. They may knew who I was, they may not know, but when I left, they were talking about me, and they didn't forget who I was. And obviously, they're gonna keep talking about me because I have people complaining to the promoter that I was such a heel that they want their money back because they felt insulted by my verbal assault on all Canadians. So the only good thing out of the situation, besides going out there and stealing the show and having the best master on the card, is I had an opportunity to actually try Tim Hortons coffee. And Tim Hortons coffee kicks ass. Wow. So that was great. But I'm going back July 15th to Canada for Great North Wrestling. Smith Falls, Canada, wherever the hell that is. And we'll see what happens because the match got thrown out. Referees, again, were inadequate. They didn't do their jobs right. I had Jeremy Prophet beaten in the middle of the ring for the Canadian Championship. And I guess it's just, prejudice against Greeks. They didn't want a Greek having the Canadian Championship. So it didn't happen. But maybe this time around, I'll step inside and just kick him in the balls and take the title. We'll see.
yeah, is Tim Hortons coffee in Canada better than Tim Hortons in America?
I didn't have Tim Hortons in America, but I would assume it's the same thing because it's a franchise. It's like having Dunkin' Donuts, either in California or New York. It's Dunkin' Donuts.
I mean, the thing is though, you have you go to Florida, they have the worst bagels. But if you come here to New York, the bagels and the pizza are amazing.
Yeah,
So
well, that's a different
so that's
story.
why I'm asking. That's why I'm
But
asking if Tim
I
Hortons is
get,
the same.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but you're comparing apples and oranges only because bagels and all right, put it this way: if you were going to have a bagel from McDonald's in Florida, which I don't advise anyone to do because McDonald's is not real food, it's food-like product. Don't eat that crap. Or you can have a bagel from McDonald's in New York. It's still coming from the McDonald's people, so it's made the same way. Just like if you're going to have Thomas English muffins in Florida, Thomas English muffins in New York, it's still coming from the same factory, the same manufacturer. It will taste the same way. Now, a bagel store in Florida versus a bagel store in New York, because of the New York water, New York will always have the best bagels. Same thing with pizza. So as far as Tim Horton goes, because it's a corporation, I'm pretty sure it tastes the same.
That's crazy, man. You know?
If you say so. It's just
Yeah.
logic, man. Psychology, brother. That's all it is. Logic. It's easy.
So what else you got coming up, Papadon?
On the 27th, I will be at NYWC.
Mhm.
And in the main event, where your boy obviously always is, it's going to be myself and Joey Conway, aka Duality, as above, so below, versus Sal Savelli and the Big O. So we're gonna just mop the floor with that scruffy used car salesman looking Sal Savelli and that meathead Big O, and show everybody why bald is beautiful and that no one's going to get over on Duality. So that's number one. On the 3rd of June, I will be back in Virginia for Virginia Championship Wrestling, where they're going to have 2 shows in one day. They're going to have an afternoon show and a night show. And I don't know who I'm wrestling because it's an open challenge that I issued. So I want to see who has the cojones, the testicular fortitude, the arhidia to step in the ring with the ring general, the Alpha and Omega Pro Wrestling, GGP, and get their lights knocked out. So we'll see.
You also got Win coming up this Thursday, which is going to be another amazing.
Yes, we know that, but we already talked about that. I thought
we talked that we declared that we're selling the tickets to Win right now. You know, those. So this Thursday, Win you will win the title, right?
You, sir, are a wordsmith. Yes, I would win the Win title. Good job.
The Win title. Exactly. It's a play on words right there. But yeah, so yeah, you have any social medias or?
Of course. Greek God Papadon on Twitter and Instagram. Demetrius Papadon on Facebook. The YouTube channel, Greek God Papadon. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, all that. Pro Wrestling T/Greek God Papadon. Go buy your GGP t-shirts. And you can come see me on the 18th in Win, 27th in NYWC, on the 3rd in Virginia Championship Wrestling. And just support good independent professional wrestling and good independent professional wrestlers, because let's face it, we're here today, we may be gone tomorrow. We may be in AEW, we may be in WWE, NWA, MLW, Impact, New Japan, some other company in Japan, All Japan, Noah. Who knows? Who knows where we may end up? But the fact of the matter is, you have the opportunity to see us now. So go get your tickets for any event, especially Win, because it's going to be historic and it's going to be epic. Because GGP, Greek God Papadon, the proto, the first, the inaugural Win World Heavyweight Champion.
So when we see you guys in the next one.